now on the Southern Arizona News Network, Cox Cable Channel 3.
In today's Legal Affairs segment, having your medical documents in order. Exactly what are they? And where should you keep them? Who should know about them? Our Legal Affairs contributor, Craig Wisnam, joins us now. And let's start with a living will, Craig. Should everybody have a living will?
Essentially, yes.
And do you have to be an older person to have a living will?
No, not at all. Of course, obviously, the odds are it'll be necessary sooner if you're in your 90s than if you're in your 20s, but they become relevant for everybody. And a living will is simply your expression of what you want to have happen if you reach a point where you can't make medical decisions. For a lot of people, those issues are if I'm in a completely incurable, irreversible coma or persistent vegetative state, please don't keep me hooked up. But it always depends on what the person wants to say. So if someone wants something different, they can state that in their living will as well.
So really there isn't a form. I mean, you basically come up with your own living will.
Most people tend to use the same form, but people can obviously change that if they want. The state statute has a form with a bunch of kind of check the blanks you can fill in if you want.
What kind of changes have you seen other people make other than the standard stuff?
Well, sometimes people have very specific medical wishes, whether it's based on what they believe to be more effective methods of treatment, or whether they have particular religious beliefs that prohibit one type of treatment or another, prohibiting blood transfusions, things like that. 98% of them tend to be the same, but there are those that are different.
So we should all have a living will?
Yes.
All right. How about a durable power of attorney?
For healthcare purposes, yes. And sometimes different lawyers do them different ways. Sometimes these documents are kind of lumped together in one. Sometimes they're in separate documents. So you just have to look at what's in them. But a medical power of attorney says, if I can't make a medical decision, if I can't tell the doctor or nurse what I want this person to speak for me. And then they're supposed to follow the wishes in your living will and fill in the blanks as to what needs to be done for you. And it doesn't have to be a catastrophic situation. Sometimes it can just be you're unconscious and something needs to be done.
And durable, what is that?
Durable just means it's valid even if I become incapacitated, which is basically the only reason you do them. So
exactly. Okay. A DNR, do not resuscitate.
A do not resuscitate order is a much more extreme document in such that we don't even do those for clients. We recommend they talk about them with their physicians, because that says if the paramedics show up and I've had something happen, don't try. And that's not what many people want. Occasionally people who are terminally ill want that in place, but for most people that's not appropriate because it's very strong. Yes.
And where should you keep all these documents?
Well, it's good to have a bunch of copies, because if you've noticed it, basically anytime you go to a doctor, hospital, inpatient, outpatient surgery, they say, do you have a living will? Do you have a healthcare power of attorney? So make a copy, bring it with you. We give people a card for their wallets that says they've got one on file with our office. Give it to the agent. People don't necessarily need to know all your financial documents, but that's one they should have.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.